Have you seen the new? I don't know if it's new, but it started circling around social media now. The like promotional thing that Jamie Lee Curtis did for Freaky Friday,
Is it the one
where
where
her boobs are
she's
out.
super booby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What's
did.
Disney doing?
I don't know. Sexing up the joint. Using Jamie Lee Curtis to do it. She's just getting the girls out.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, it's pretty fucking weird. Marketing. I mean, it
Yeah.
also goes to show you that marketing never really changes. It's always just tits.
Yeah, for sure.
That's marketing. Marketing 101.
Boobs.
Tits. Class 1. Tits. There will be a test.
There's only one question.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to What the Hell Should I Watch? I'm Steve Stebbing,
And I'm Chloe Stebbing.
and we are the weekly rundown of what we're watching, which may become what you're watching. And we come at you every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time on stevestebbing.ca. And I don't have a whole hell of a lot this week. I've got Bob Odenkirk returning to the action genre, a true story in the debut as a filmmaker from Kristin Scott Thomas, and a series version of a mystery that I think was like all over like Nancy Grace and stuff like that, CNN talk shows like that. But it was a big story for a while. But the Disney Plus miniseries version of that. Let's get it all started. All right, so Bob Odenkirk and those John Wick producer guys, the Chad Stahelski and Derek Kolstad, who is the creator of John Wick, they got together and they made a little lightning in a bottle action film with Ilya Naishuller, the director of Hardcore Henry, called Nobody. And now they're back with the sequel. This is Nobody 2.
Suburban dad Hutch Mansell, a former lethal assassin, is pulled back into his violent past after thwarting a home invasion, setting off a chain of events that unravels secrets about his wife Becca's past and his own. Starring Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen, John Ortiz, Colin Hanks, RZA, Colin Salmon, Christopher Lloyd, and Sharon Stone. Directed by Timo Tjahjanto.
This movie, well, I think the problem with being a sequel in an action genre, that's not the problem. The problem is your main premise is kind of burnt in the first film. The fact of an unassuming, everyday kind of dad-like figure that turns out to be like this ass-kicking assassin is, you've given up the goose already.
Yeah.
So now you're just adding on to it. So this movie isn't anything new. It's really just watching another movie where a likable dude, being Bob Odenkirk, kicks ass. And for me, the second movie was more about Connie Nielsen. I enjoyed her stuff a little bit more. Sharon Stone is doing something weird. I have no idea what she's doing with this villain character. It is just her, I guess, wanting to do whatever she wants with it. So just let her, I guess. Like it doesn't add anything to the character, really. But okay. But it was an okay film. It's trending well. If you look at Rotten Tomatoes, I think it's like 71 certified fresh or something like that. So it's still doing semi well. It's not hitting super great with a lot of people that, critics that I respect and opinions that I respect. But I enjoyed it for the most part. It is just a dumb chuckle at the theater and like a brisk, like another, when we're talking about Naked Gun being short, this one is 85 minutes.
Oh my god.
So I think like all movie contained, it is an hour 19. So
Okay.
pretty like in and out film. Timo Tehanto, he this is his American directorial debut. He did a Netflix film called Night Comes for Us, which is like using some of the guys from the Raid Redemption and the Raid Barandal, which are two of the greatest action films ever made. They're Indonesian action films and a couple of the greatest action films ever made. Like most violent, like brutally violent. His style is kind of the same in the same vein of that. I do feel like Nobody 2 doesn't have enough of his usual action vision. It feels like some of the teeth have been dulled on it. Maybe that's due to the studio channel that this is that like you have so many producers in on this one, including Tobey Maguire. I believe I saw in this one. Tobey Maguire is a producer on this film. So yeah, has
Okay.
nothing to do with the movie. He's not in the movie, but he's a producer on the film. But it is a pretty solid film. Getting to the nerdy bits, like I said, this is a Derek Kolstad written film. John Wick is from the mind of Derek Kolstad. So without him, we don't have that huge franchise. So of course he would use this production avenue to get all of his stories out. Because what the hell not? Also written by Aaron Rabin, who did some of the episodes in Jack Ryan with John Krasinski on Amazon Prime. And the score for this one is done by Dominic Lewis, who I already talked about a few months ago with the film Karate Kid Legends. Like I said, if you're into an action film and you like Bob Odenkirk, you'll dig Nobody 2. Plus, Christopher Lloyd's in it, and Colin Hanks is a bad guy. So
Okay.
is what it is. Let's move on to, well, I think it's a cathartic, based on a true story drama. This is My Mother's Wedding.
Three sisters return to their home for the third wedding of their twice widowed mother, but the mother and daughters are forced to revisit the past and confront the future, with help from a colorful group of unexpected wedding guests. Starring Scarlett Johansson, Sienna Miller, Emily Beecham, Frida Pinto, Etebo de Montalembert, and Kristin Scott Thomas. Written and directed by Kristin Scott Thomas.
So, yeah, this is something that Kristen Scott Thomas is digging into her own experience to make this story. And she did it with the help of her husband. His name's John Micklethwaite. And he helped her write this one. And recently married too, like with 2024, they got married. So,
Okay.
and I believe this movie has been in the can since 2023. So, I guess this was a film made up until their wedding. But three like really great actresses in their own right. Emily Beecham, I feel, is an actress that not a lot of people know. She was in an indie film that I saw at VIFF 2017 or 2016 at the Center for Performing Arts called Little Joe. And it was about a genetically engineered plant that releases this pheromone. And it's like, the film doesn't have a score. It's very quiet. It's very like innocuous feeling, but there's something like creepy about it. And it didn't get any sort of a larger release at all, but it is a brilliant film and such an atmospheric movie that is like very Insidious feeling. Not the movie Insidious, but just that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Little Joe is a great film, and anytime I think of Emily Beecham, I think of that film. But Sienna Miller has an actress that has done so much great work, been in some bad movies too, but been in a lot of great films, and I really dig her. And Scarlett Johansson is like a forever dream girl, and this film is very straightforward, very dramatic and serious for her. Her character is almost very, very serious. Plays like a captain in the British Navy, because this film's modern time, but she's a captain in the Royal Navy, and essentially her and Sienna Miller are from Kristin Scott Thomas's first marriage. He died young. He was 30 years old. He died in service of the Navy. And then her second husband is Emily Beecham's father, and he passed away. He was also a Navy man. He passed away at the age of 37.
Maybe stop going for the Navy boys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the third husband is not a Navy guy at all, and later in her life, and of course the women, the three sisters, they have such idealized and golden thoughts of their father, who they lost at a really young age, which the moms had to live up to. So of course this new they're very up in arms about this new marriage, right? So it's the thing about this film, and the problem I have with this film, is it's shallow. It feels like you have all the great trimmings of really great actors to say great dialogue, but you're not going deep enough on the story at all.
So it's kind of just baseline, like mom's getting married. We don't like the guy. We don't want a
Yeah.
stepdad type
Yeah,
type
it's
thing. Okay.
kind of like that. There's not enough character scraping for this one, really, for a drama like this. There's not enough levity moments to make it hug the line. It is very feel good at the end of it, but I don't know. It just feels kind of hollow. It is interesting to see Scarlett Johansson with a British accent. She's the only one, I believe, that has to fake that accent. But yeah, that was interesting. I don't know if she's ever taken on a British accent before, so I might be totally wrong on that one. So who knows? But let's get into the weeds on this one. Score on this is done by Rolf Kent, who's the usual guy for a few really great filmmakers, like Jason Reitman. So we're talking young adult and Thank You for Smoking. Richard Shepard, who did like The Matador and Dom Hemingway, which are a couple of films I absolutely adore, and Alexander Payne. So Sideways, Election, Downsizing, even if we're going recent. So a lot of good filmmakers there. Also did a couple films that I think are underrated films that are probably never brought up. He did the score for them. He did The Men Who Stare at Goats with George Clooney. Reign Over Me with Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler, a rare Adam Sandler dramatic performance. And it's really, really, really good.
He's good every time he does a dramatic performance.
Yes. Did you see Uncut Gems?
Yes.
Yes. The movie's so goddamn good. And he did the score for Wedding Crashers, just to go totally in a different direction, and an even more different direction and relevant to last week. He did the 2003 remake of Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Freakier Friday, now playing in theaters with tits.
Jamie Lee Curtis's tits
Jamie
specifically.
Lee Curtis's tits. Okay. Anyway, the film was shot by Yves Boulanger, who did all of the late and definitely great French Canadian filmmaker Jean-Marc Vallée's films. So like Dallas Buyers Club, Wild, and all the shows that he did as well, like Big Little Lies and Sharp Objects. Vallée is a favorite Canadian filmmaker. Rest in peace. But he also shot Brooklyn for John Crowley and Long Shot with Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen, where they're in the unlikely romance. It's actually not a bad
Okay.
movie. And trivia, this is the third film in which Kristin Scott Thomas plays Scarlett Johansson's mom. The other two movies was The Horse Whisperer and The Other Boleyn Girl.
Does she wish she was Scarlett Johansson's mom?
Maybe, yeah.
It's just weird that it happened 3 times, and this time she specifically casted it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was the like part of the deciding factors of it. It's like, I want to do this again. I think we should do this again. I would like to
I
do this
prefer
again.
this.
How about we pursue this?
I'm not doing it if I'm not Scarlett Johansson's mom. That's it.
I'm not directing the story about my own experience if I'm not Scarlett Johansson's mom.
I'm canceling the whole thing.
I'm ending this. It's over. It's done. I'm canceling this shit. I'm canceling my own movie. But I don't know. It's just I feel like the audience is the older audience. Gonna love this, especially when they see Kristin Scott Thomas's name on this. People that loved and saw The English Patient in theaters in 1999. I'm probably so wrong on that. It's like 1997 or something. I have no idea. But yeah, I just didn't have a lot for it in the end. I was just meh,
Meh.
kind of meh. I really just have one more thing this week, and it's streaming. That's right, the streaming pile this week. And this is a story that I remember hearing vaguely about, but didn't really dig too far into it. But it was basically an American getting in trouble in a foreign country and getting in deep trouble quickly. This one's called The Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox.
Centers on Amanda Knox's harrowing journey after being wrongfully imprisoned for her roommate's murder, her battle to prove her innocence and regain her freedom. Starring Grace Van Patten, created by KJ Steinberg, available on Disney Plus.
So with this one, I watched the first episode of it and I was like, I really feel like I want to get a better understanding of the actual factual story of Amanda Knox, because there is a documentary about this one. And I mean, this one ran as regular stories on those pundit shows for a long time, because basically you have an American girl, not like girl, but like a young American woman who is charged with murder in a foreign country, and it becomes an international incident. And because I do remember this story vaguely, but not deeply enough, and I feel like I would like to watch the show and see if I can call it out on any sort of bias, maybe. Like I want to know what is presented as the facts before I get into a dramatized version
Right.
of it. Do you know anything about the Amanda Knox story?
Not really, no.
Yeah. That's I want to know the real evidence before getting into the fictionalized evidence. But Grace Van Patten is well cast as far as the actress and the real person go. The cutting up of more recent events, like after Amanda's trial and everything, and the origin, the actual story itself is interesting. Yeah, I feel like I just need a little bit more background to kind of feel my way through this series, which is clearly
Yeah.
just obviously a one season bang and it's done, as would any true story like this go. Let's get into the nerdy bits here. It's created by KJ Steinberg, as Chloe said, who is a writer on This Is Us, which is a series that I haven't really watched that much of. Have you?
I started watching it
Does it really
because,
make you
like,
cry all the time? Is it really like built
I don't
to for tears?
I don't think I did. I mean, I started watching it because social media was really pushing it in my face, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
YouTube shorts and all that. Like, I kept seeing clips of it.
Mm-hmm.
From what I watched, the clips were more interesting than actually watching the show.
It's better to watch in TikTok like short clips.
Yeah, because the actual interesting things that happen are fairly far and few between, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the family sex. Like the family is largely white, and then they adopt a black child, and they're like struggling on like how to maintain his culture and like how to actually physically
Right.
care for a black child, like hair differences, skin differences, like sunscreen if he needs sunscreen and all that.
Yeah.
But I think that's very far along in the show.
Right. So getting there, you're just like, all right, okay, like
Can we get
enough.
to actually things happening, please?
I'm sick of this establishing character shit. That's what first seasons always are, though. You know,
Yeah,
so in a
exactly.
longer running series, season ones are sometimes really rough to get through.
One show that it's not, though, which I recently started rewatching for like the fifth time, is The Walking Dead. First
Yeah,
season is the
season.
best season.
Yeah, well, it's because it's Frank Darabont,
Yeah.
and he knew what he was doing. And then what AMC came in and took away half his budget for season two or something like that.
Yeah, and then he left, and that's why Dale was killed, because they were
Oh,
buddies.
Jeffrey DeMunn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been. I think he's been in everything that Darabont's done.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But more nerdy stuff. All the episodes of this series was directed by Michael Uppendahl, who did episodes of Mad Men, Ray Donovan, and American Horror Story. So stuff that you've watched for sure. It was written by it's written by Sam Rubinek, who is the son of great Canadian actor Saul Rubinek. But Sam Rubinek also wrote for Riverdale as well. However good that show is, I only saw limited episodes of that show as well.
It was also good in the beginning, and then it kind of feels like they ran out of shit to say, so they were just like, okay, we've got cults, we've got a fourth murderer, we have demons and supernatural. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Oh, and then let's bring Sabrina it in here, the witch. Like
Oh yeah,
I don't know what they were doing.
I watched a few episodes of that show on Netflix with Kiernan Shipka. It's not bad. It's not bad. I enjoyed it
I was really
in
into it.
a Buffy sort of way. Yeah, I was into it for that. I talked about these two guys last week, but the score for this one's done by Jeff Russo, who did the score for Alien Earth, which is currently playing and doing well. It looks like. I'm so excited to say that because I was worried. I don't know if you really read that on me last week, but I was worried that the reception to this wasn't good enough, but I feel like people really are picking up on it. So the fact that we might get 7 seasons, we might get 7 seasons. Like if this one really goes as fast as well as it's being received, I'm excited for that one. But it was also shot by Colin Watkinson, who did Alien Earth and This Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox. And Bella Gonzalez shot some of this. She also did a Apple TV show with Chris O'Dowd called The Big Door Prize,
Oh
which
yeah,
is
yeah. I've
a
watched that.
really weird show. It's
Yeah,
weird and uplifting. It's a mystery show that is not like sinister mystery. It's more of a quizzical and explorative, if that makes any sense.
yeah,
The mystery to it, it doesn't feel dangerous. And I
yeah.
appreciate that on a show that it's sci-fi, right? It's either sci-fi
Mhm.
or it's fantasy. It's you've seen
I'd
it,
say it's
right?
sci-fi. Yeah,
Yeah. And they only
I re-
did 2 seasons of it, I think.
yeah, I really like Chris O'Dowd, so I
Mm-hmm.
saw that he was in it, and I was like, yeah,
I think he was like a producer or a writer on it as well.
I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, an interesting show that I don't think anybody talks about.
No, I don't think anybody's seen it.
Yeah, it has like no fanfare. It's just like another one of those shows that Apple TV like decided to take a chance on and will
Yeah.
just kind of fade into obscurity kind of. All right, let's we're almost close to getting out of here, but I got a few things that I added to my library. That's right. New to the library, one of the best action films of all time, and one that was sadly discarded and completely maligned when it came to the box office.
People's cars. People like to take off their mufflers or whatever the fuck in my neighborhood and then just stunt on everybody, even though
Yeah,
nobody gives a shit.
it was like going with like my action talk too.
Yeah.
Just kind of at the end, I was like, "Da, da, 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 da." Silence. But no, this is one of the coolest action films. It was a husband and wife team at the time because Rennie Harlin directed this film and Gina Davis starred in this film. It was The Long Kiss Goodnight with Samuel L. Jackson. And this movie absolutely rocks. It is written by Shane Black, who is one of the greatest action comedy writers ever, in my opinion. He is. I love everything that he writes. I'm a huge fan of his work, and this is just like another underappreciated part of his filmography. And when this movie gets brought up, you do hear a lot of love for it now, but it came way too late because this movie was basically declared a box office bomb. But it is a brilliant, brilliant film. Also in the library this week, Anthony Bourdain, A Cook's Tour. And I am a huge fan of Anthony Bourdain. No Reservations is such a great series, but this one comes from before that. This is like a younger Bourdain. This is 2003, and it's a 6 disc set that spans the globe, including long episodes in like the Asian countries and stuff, which is very cool to me because I know from his biographies and stuff that he loved going to those countries and eating in those countries and experiencing them. So I'm really excited to see this because it's stuff that I definitely haven't seen because I don't even know where this originally aired at all, but was really happy to pick that up. Also on Blu-ray now, Generation Kill, which was a Iraq War set HBO miniseries. Alexander Skarsgård's in this one, Lee Tergesen. It is really, really well done. And I know you like Skarsgård and you like watching war films.
Yeah.
So Generation Kill, I think you might be able to find it on Crave as well because HBO, everything HBO is supposed to be on Crave. I don't know if rights lapse because this came out like 2007. I want to say 2006. I think I was working at the video store when this one came out, but it
Okay.
is really, really well done. So I think you would really enjoy that, especially piggybacking on the fact that you watched Warfare recently.
Hmm.
So would
Yeah.
be an interesting one to watch. And this one's kind of Jarhead esque. Like it is about the mundane boringness that was that tour for a lot of the soldiers. A lot of the soldiers didn't even see any action really,
Yeah.
right? So like what happens in warfare, like not a lot of people had that direct of an experience. And the last one of this week does not in the current landscape of the world right now, this is a really rough one to bring up, but I've got the complete series of Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman, starring Terry Hatcher and Terry Hatcher only. There wasn't, I don't know if they even had Superman in the series. I think he was vaguely in it. We don't need to talk about who played him. We try to protect all the identities of ICE agents out there. So we will not be bringing up the name of Dean Cain. Oh, fuck.
Oh, damn.
Damn it. Damn it. Ugh.
Oops.
The man that is the disgrace to everything Superman, Dean Cain. But when the series aired, he was Superman, and it was a fun series. And the fact that we had a Superman show on the air for at least 4 seasons is what it
Superman's an
is.
immigrant, by the way.
Yeah, Superman is an immigrant. He's an intergalactic immigrant.
He's the legal definition of an alien.
Absolutely. No denying. Dean Cain is a fucking idiot. All right, I got one reminder this week. That's right. I drove to West Bank to see this film, and it shook me to my very core. And it is still at this point in my top 10 for 2025. It's the Filippo brothers Bring Her Back. A24 has it released in their own store, so it is one of those beautiful special editions that's also available in 4K. I reviewed this on the June 13th episode, and like I said, one of the best films of the year, featuring a performance from Sally Hawkins that is just absolutely shattering. It is such a complex performance, and I love every second of it. Yeah, absolutely dig it. But now comes, well, my favorite segment of the week. 'Cause butts.
Yeah. So I watched this actually before last week. I don't remember. But Jurassic World Rebirth. And I mean, it's no secret that I'm literally obsessed with the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World series.
Alan.
Or saga, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, this is
Yep.
7. This is 7, right?
Yeah.
Rebirth 7, because we have two complete trilogies at this point. I would say the first trilogy is better than the second trilogy.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I'm biased as hell, but I loved it. Obviously, it's a stupid dinosaur movie, and a lot of the time I was like, this is so bad, but it's bad in the best of ways for me. Obviously, the best part is Dolores, the tiny little dinosaur that for some reason really takes to that kid and then just somehow keeps finding them.
And just screams, I want to be merch.
Yeah. Where is it though? Where's the merch?
Actually, I haven't seen it. I have not seen the merch for it. So maybe not. Maybe they missed the boat. Maybe we misread it the whole time.
I mean, please do release merch because I will buy it. The teenage daughter's boyfriend, worst fucking character. I hated that guy. I hated that guy so much. I don't have a crazy ton amount to say about it because it is just it's formulaic at this point. The Jurassic World movies. But I did really like them bringing back the Spino, which is my all-time favorite dinosaur. So to see like a bunch of them and see them like do aquatic things was really cool.
Mm-hmm. There was definitely more of a focus on aquatic stuff. Even with the T-Rex, they made it a completely aquatic sequence. They kind of gave me the Friday the 13th feel.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. And I also like the Quetzalcoatlus, I think it's pronounced. I don't know. They're the big birds.
Okay.
Yeah, because they weren't. I don't think that they were traditional pterodons because the proportions were off.
Okay.
But then again, this series isn't exactly known for its biological accuracy.
No, it's dumb as fuck.
Yeah. But still, dinosaurs are cool. And if you put something with dinosaurs in front of me, I will. There's like an 80% chance that I will enjoy it. I mean, I even enjoyed that stupid movie where they took convicts and hooked them
Oh
up
yeah.
to some virtual reality thing to
Was it
make them fight
Jurassic
dinosaurs.
Games?
Jurassic Games. Yeah.
God. I also did like the scene with Jonathan Bailey finally get to touch a dinosaur. I thought that was
Yeah.
a well done scene.
Yeah, he was also a really
Yeah,
good
I like
character
Jonathan
in it.
Bailey in it. And they're
The
definitely
the
would try to form it around those two characters.
yeah. The mince bits though, like those gags just piss me off. It's just so stupid.
All right. So that brings us to a close for this week. But what are we going to talk about next week? Well, next week, I got my hands on an early screener for the new Samara Weaving action film, Eeny Meeny, which is a movie that came out of nowhere. And I'm really actually glad it did because I landed on the good side of that one for sure. Also, another Well Go USA release. This is the second sequel in this series. It is Baby Assassins Nice Days. And I'm still trying to formulate exactly what to say about this film because I don't know. For me, there's not a lot there. Hopefully, I will get to see the new Coen brother film, not brothers, singular. This one is a mystery film with Margaret Qualley and Aubrey Plaza called Honey Don't. But I have to drive to another town to go see it. So we'll see if I see that one. Also, I have my review locked and loaded for both Sorry Baby and The Shrouds, two very interesting releases from 2025. Sorry Baby might be my one of my favorite films of 2025. It's probably going to be in the top 5, but that's, pre-festival I'm saying that. And also, hopefully, I will be bringing a Canadian film called Shook if the screener hasn't expired yet. Chloe?
I will be bringing next week The Girl with the Needle. Know I said I was going to bring it this week, but it just didn't happen. That's the only promise I'm going to make. But well, I guess also the one that I promised Steve that I would watch, which is Bring Her Back. That's the one. I was like, oh no. um, those are the only promises I'm making. There might be other ones if I get around to them, but we'll have to see.
Nice. Nice. Alrighty. So, oh, what's that? Oh, also, I might watch The Ballad of Wallace Island and Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. I will always keep them in my back pocket to maybe watch one day soon. But when I do, you'll know about it. And that brings us to the end of this episode. You can find me any social media, Twitter, Instagram, Letterbox, Threads, and Blue Sky at the Stevel Dead.
You can find me on Letterboxd at HoneyBunChloe.
You can find all the episodes of this show on stevestebbing.ca or go to YouTube and look up Steve Stebbing or The Stevel Dead. And you can find us on shiftheads.ca. You can hear me a few different places. First being After the Credits with Marina, Bill, and Melissa. Latest episode is on weapons as the main movie. You can also hear me on Tremble with Curtin Taylor. The current episodes on that are Resolution and The Endless. We did a Benson and Moorhead double feature, and it was awesome.
The Endless is great.
What's that?
The Endless is
The
great.
Endless. Have you seen Resolution?
No.
It's the first movie. There's characters that show
Oh.
up in The Endless that are pivotal characters. Their story is the first movie.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
on
know that.
Tubi.
Okay.
It's on Tubi. You can also hear me every Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Shane Hewitt and the Night Shift, which is on Toronto's News Talk 1010. iHeartRadio network. And if you can't hear the live show, you can always listen to it in podcast form wherever you get your favorite podcasts. That empties out our list for this week. So until next week, bye-bye.